Hey guys, Addict Cyclist here. Just wanted to use today to do a follow-up video from my initial review to kind of go over some additional items on the System 6 as well as some of the quirks, minor issues, nothing we can't get past for an amazing fast machine. But to kind of kick it off, basically Cannondale has addressed the paint chipping issues that were behind the fork here where the stops were. They actually left it exposed raw carbon, but the tolerances are still kind of tight and there is some scuffing on the fork from the inside of the down tube head tube junction. So this is actually 3M tape to protect it, but both sides would both have scuff marks if the 3M tape wasn't there. So that's one little quirk. Two, the paint does chip kind of easily. Now this might be something that's because it's a gloss clear coat versus maybe a satin or a matte, but it does have some issues and it does chip pretty easily. There's a little chip right there. Another little quirk is, I always like to protect the down tube with some 3M tape, and the angle here at the bottom bracket down tube junction starts to look like almost like a boat, and very, very difficult to wrap with 3M clear protective film. So again, nothing major. These are just pointing out these little quirks of the bike. Another little issue that I have in my size medium, size 54, is I'm a broader guy, and the stock hood diameter or width, let me rephrase, is a 40 centimeter and 42 at the drop. So I'd love to see a 42 at the tops and also even a 42 at the drops. I don't need it to flare. I know they did this to get a little bit more aero, but again, a lot of us riding 54s maybe on the broader side, and to spec this with a 42 centimeter would be helpful. The stock Garmin mount is absolutely hideous, which obviously had to be replaced with an aftermarket mount that I found in the UK to mount my Garmin 530. So again, little issue, nothing major. The bike does come with a Pro logo saddle with a cutout in the middle. This is obviously my Specialized Roman Evo. Very difficult to use a non-cutout saddle with this bike. It does have a adjustment here that is part of the clamping mechanism that you would obviously turn to help get the degree of angle on it, and then you would obviously torque the back bolt. But again, it's kind of an annoying thing to do if you're not running a saddle with a cutout. So I am here, but I did try another saddle, and it's very difficult to make adjustments and get it within torque spec to have the angle with my non-cutout, so you can gain access to the screws, both heads. So really nothing else major. The bike's obviously on the heavier side, but again, it feels very light when you're riding due to how fast it is and how smooth it is. The seat post, obviously was made for speed, made for stiffness, not compliant at all. Basically if you hit something small in the ground, kind of brace for impact. You might want to clench your teeth so you don't knock a filling or a tooth out. People always say this bike is stiff, and it's meant to be stiff. People who buy this bike want it to be stiff and enjoy the stiffness of it. But again, on 50, 60, 80 mile rides, it does wear on you a little bit because again, it is not compliant. I don't care what anybody says, and I know Cannondale created this section down here where they kind of flare out the chain stays, but it does nothing. This bike is extremely stiff. There's been on occasion where I've hit an imperfection in the road and the rear wheel literally lifts off the ground, almost like you're skating or skiing. So yeah, again, nothing major, just a couple little quirks and qualms. The System 6, but anybody looking at this bike knows that this bike is fast. You're not gonna find a faster bike, both in the wind tunnel and real world experience. I have a Trek Madone. I've had Specialized LA Sprints with Robel wheels, and this thing just feels like it's light years beyond those bikes. Again, you pay a little price in stiffness, but you gain in every other area, including geometry. So geometry on this bike, I've ridden a Scott Addict Team Issue 54, my LAs, and nothing fit better than this geometry of a bike. I'm extremely comfortable position, considering how stiff of a bike it is. But again, the position itself, I have never been in a more comfortable position riding any of the road bikes that I've owned through the years. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Please like and subscribe, as I'll be doing more videos and potential future bike, which is pretty much a boutique brand bike to come. So hopefully that will really kind of, you know, launch the YouTube channel with this new bike. So not many videos on the bike that's coming, but I promise you there's gonna be a lot to talk about. All right, be well, take care, thanks.